In this section, we're going to work on simplifying variable expressions, but for this particular lesson, we're just going to introduce some vocabulary terms so that we have some common language to use when talking about variable expressions. And so first of all, what is a variable expression? Well, just to put it simply, it's a mathematical expression that contains some variables. So x's, y's, a's, b's, c's. So any letters involved would obviously qualify as a variable. So kind of the first important piece of vocabulary we need to know is that of a term. Okay, so variable expressions consist of terms which are separated by addition signs. All right. So basically, if you're looking at an expression, you see addition signs. That's what divides terms from one another. So the expression 2x plus 1 contains two different terms, right? 2x and 1. And in this example, we call 2x a variable term. And that's, of course, because it has a variable in it. 1 is called a constant term because it does not contain a variable, so it just stays constant. We know exactly what that number is. In this expression, we have three terms, right? Because here's a term, there's an addition sign, so here's a separate term, another addition sign, so there's a separate term. Of course, both 5x and 2y, those are variable terms. And 7 would be a constant term. All right, and then the other note here that reminds us of a piece of vocabulary that we've used quite a bit is that of a coefficient, right? So we talked already about something like 5x. 5 is the coefficient. It's the numerical factor that we're multiplying the variable by. But it actually, 5, 2, and 7 are all coefficients. So even though 7 doesn't have a variable, we can refer to it as a coefficient because it is a numerical factor in the problem. All right, and then the last example we'll do here is we'll take a look at this expression, negative 4y plus x minus 2z. And we want to name the terms in this expression. Now remember that terms are defined by being separated by addition signs. So this minus here is a little problematic. So what you might do is you might say negative 4y plus x, just rewriting this. And then of course minus 2z is the same as plus negative 2z. And so that would tell us that negative 4y x and negative 2z are the terms. Now in general, I don't need you to turn all minus signs into plus the opposite. You could also get the same information by just understanding, okay, negative 4y is a term, x is a term, and then negative 2z is a term. So if you don't do this step, that's fine, but it does bring you back to the official definition of a term, and that is that the terms are things separated by addition signs.